Bonj Youtubers. I'm doing a series of videos with Kerbal Space Program. I've had the game for a fair amount of time, and I've played it on and off. You know, never seriously enough to warrant doing this. In all honesty, I've just basically pissed around with the game. You'll have to excuse me. I do have a coffee in my hand, so you will hear me having a slurp every now and then. I haven't put my lovely features on there purely because I need to see all the screen. There's a lot to go on with Kerbal Space Program. If you've never played it before, or if you're wondering where it is, KSP, as it's known out there, essentially is a NASA game. Quite literally, you are NASA. Now on the screen there you see, welcome to the Space Centre. Nice to meet you, I'm Gene Kerman, Flight Director, and your guide for this quick introduction. This is the Space Centre. From here, you can manage all the aspects of the Space Centre programme. Feel free to have a look around, and you can move around, and it's, I mean, in all honesty, I tend to use mouse and keyboard for this. There's options for controllers and roller boards, and you name it. The world itself is big. There is no denying it is a big place. So right click on the Space Centre facilities and learn about them. Okay, I've got it. Now as you can see here, we have our runway for planes. We have our launch pad for spaceships or for short hop flights across various continents, which you can do. Tracking stations, research and development, you've got the admin building. But when you play the normal game, I'm in science mode at the present moment. I don't have the courage to go into career mode at this moment in time because my ship building is frankly shit. They don't tend to do very well, unfortunately, my ships. We'll see that soon. So the admin building in-game, you hire and fire your Kerbals and you can get more people in there. There's your flagpole. You can choose your different flags. In all honesty, I've got all, you know, there's all sorts in there. Astronaut complex, he's all the applicants that we currently have. Now as you can see, they're all called Kermans, including the ladies. So we have Jebediah, Bill, Bob and Valentina available for flight, and then you can see you can actually dismiss them, you can actually get rid of them. Hire and fire. And it's this bit here I like. Courage of nil, stupidity is mediocre. But look at this. Anfrey Kerman. Courage is high, but he's mega stupid. I can hear pool balls in the background there. We also then have, moving on to our there's our mission control there. The facility's closed, so I can't access that whilst I'm in science mode. I can only access that during career mode. Space plane hangar, essentially you build planes there, that's it, but you can send these planes into space if you build them correctly. And there we have our VAB, a vehicle assembly building. This is one where you make all your rockets and shit. Now over here is a black monolith. I thought that was this game being a bit freaky with me on my monitor, and it is actually a monolith, and on it is the symbol for squad, the people who make this particular game. Anyway, let's go into our VAB. Hello, I'm Werner von Kerman, Chief Rocketry Engineer. When you play this game, if you ever play this game and you buy it, seriously, do the tutorials. It is highly advisable. Wee, look at that one in the background there doing them. It was like pulling. I was going drifting. But when you start off in the VAB, you get bugger all, and that's where your research has got to come into it, because that's essentially what the game is. It is a research game. So as well as building, now here we go. There's our pod. I'm going to spin that around. I always have that facing me, in all honesty. That always makes me feel a bit happier. It also makes things easier for flight. Now the controls is, like I say, a mouse. You can use up, down, left, right arrow keys. When you grab onto a bit, you've also got Q and E to rotate, W and S to rotate that way, and A and D to rotate that way. Essentially, they all go in order of pitch, roll, and yaw. You do have to worry about those as well in this particular game. Now, as you can see, I've only got the old pod there. Gives you a bit of information. Must include a pilot, remote pilot assist available. That comes available a little bit later on. Cannot transmit science, which again you'll find as you go through. Requires an electrical charge. And charge comes from your engine. Now, because I don't have anything I can launch this from apart from that pad over there, there's no stability controls as yet, or stability, or what am I thinking of? Structural, that's what I'm thinking of. That's all we have at the present moment is some modular girder. There's nothing in engines apart from what I've got there, which is called the flea. Now, as you can see there, it's a solid flame or a solid booster. Couplings I've got, aerodynamics. Let's stick a couple of fins on there. Now, let's do one either side. The good thing about this is, where is it? There it is, zoom in. Press and hold shift and scroll in now. There we go. We have little fins now, and you can duplicate things very, very easily. Having a quick whiz round there. There we go. Now, we've got various bits and bobs sorted there. We need something that we can land in with. So I need a parachute. Now, you can also adjust all sorts in this particular game. Now, one thing I found is, when I was peeing about with it a couple of nights ago, and I had quite a good flight. Actually managed to get into orbit, and on the way down, it was coming in at a fair rate of knots, so, you know, back end in, heat shield, a full kit and caboodle. Like, kid you not, you have to go through all this, you have to think about all these. Now, when you have your parachute, I'm going to set that for about there. I don't even know what the height that's going to be, but let's work with it. Let's see what happens. When your stages, which you have down here in this bottom right hand corner, you can set your stages for your vehicles. So literally, you've got to have your boosters, you've got to think about when to release items, when to let things turn off. There is all kinds of stuff that you've got to think about. It isn't just a play game, you do have to physically think about it. And that includes setting your pressure, quite literally, for when your parachute will open. So as an example, if you've done quite a high flight in your pod, you want your parachute to open at a certain height, so your parachute will deploy at a certain pressure, and it will slow you down, and then it will fully open at a certain altitude. It is quite anal, but it is brilliant. You can also thrust limit your engines. Again, great idea, because it means that instead of using 100% of your thrust, 100% of your fuel, you can narrow it down. And as you can see in this particular case, I've narrowed it down to 60% of its overall thrust output. Now, because I need to explore shit, I'm going to stick some of these on. Now, these initially are the only things that you get in the called mystery goo containers. What you've got to do is, that's my ship, that's all I can build. Let's get out there and I'll show you. So, launch. You will have to excuse any scratching in the background, it's my bunnies. Now, there's our ship ready to launch, and there is Jebediah Kerman. Now, the best way I've found to actually set, to get you going is to research stuff when you're on the ground right now. So, observe mystery goo container. Doesn't seem to be doing much right now. That's right, because I'm just sat there. Now you can go EVA, and there is Jebediah. Right click, EVA report. That gives us some ideas what he wants to do. Take surface sample. Yep, we need some of that as well, because we have to explore, and this means exploring anything. It's not just about getting into space and exploring the moon, or the mun as it's known. It also means exploring the world about you as well. So you've got to explore things like beaches, rocks, sea, everything. So let's get him boarded. Shall we go for a quick flight? Yeah, let's go for it. Right, you also have RCS and SAS. That's I can't remember what RCS means again, you'll have to forgive me, but SAS is your stability control. As you can see there, I have this here, stability assist. Now, I can't do anything with my throttle because it's a solid booster, which means it's on or off. When you have it on, that's it, it's on, and it will just run out. So, let's go. Hit space, and off Jebediah goes. Let's tilt him out a bit. Got a decent speed, we've got good stability. While we're up there, let's get a reading with our mystery goo containment unit. There we go, we're now free. The engine is now stopped. Let's keep him pointing that way. It's got a good height in him, 6,000 metres. Now we're just about to head over. Let's get my backside down, so slow down a bit more. Bosh. There goes my parachute. That should slow us down quite nicely. Now, as you can see, it's not fully deployed because I've not hit 1,000 metres. Right, I'm doing quite nicely, so 100, let's come at 130 metres a second. ,160 metres a second. It's a bit high, but never mind. Good thing about this is you can fast forward by using the left and right, well, the comma and the full stop key. Greater than and less two keys if you want the, I suppose, the proper wording for it. Slowing down, 143 metres a second, 140 coming up. Our parachute should now fully open. There it goes. Nicely slowed down to a very acceptable 7 metres a second. Now, in the entrance to the game, in the intro or the settings, you can amend when your Kerbals pass out from G-force. I only realised this not so long ago. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do with this game, and you can make it as particularly realistic as you want. Now, I'm going to fast forward a bit. So we're just getting plunged into the sea. Let's take a sample of the water as well with the mystery goo containment unit. And splash down. There we go. Observe that. The goo escapes into the water. Keep experiment. Right. We need to now recover the vessel and get all that lovely science. Look at that. We've done well there. Right, let's go to the tracking station. Right, there we are. There is Planet Kermin. And there is the Mun. And if we zoom out, there is Minmus. And there's our solar system. That is the shit you can explore in this game. There's a fan of Llew there. Jewel, Dress, Duna, Eve, and Moho, and there is the obviously the sun. Now, as you can see with these little tracking specs, you can track all sorts: toggle debris, your probes, your rovers, your landers, your ships, stations, bases, planes, relays, EVAs. There's our flags there if you wanted to see them. Space objects and unknown. Now, the unknown are these things here. Click on it, tracks it. And there's all, these come and go all the time. No doubt during the main game, I believe you have to actually try and knock them out of orbit so they don't hit Kerbin. Which, it's, you know, that's fantastic. I have no idea what that is. Something's about to escape from Kerbin there. But there is the planet, and that's what we have to explore. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, something else has come into view for the unknown there. Where are you? There it is. That's me cat having a whinge. Unknown object. Now these come and go all the time. It's great. So, right, let's leave facility. Now the next thing we need to do, however, is we need to go R&D. And this is where you get all your extra bits. Look at that. Isn't that phenomenal? Now we've started off down here. And that's all we have. We have 6 parts available. But with that 6 parts, we managed to do a small flight, get up in the air a bit, and land relatively safely. Basic rocketry. This now gives us, we have liquid fuel engine, another solid fuel booster, and a fuel tank. So we need that researching. Engineering, what's this? Thermometer, communitron, which is an aerial if you want to use it. D-stack coupler, which is ideal, which is again what we need, and another aerial. We still have 142 available points to us for research. General rocketry, yes please. Stability, yes please. And survivability, yes please. We still have 89. That means I can get one of these. Now, do I go for advanced rocketry, which gives us some additional fuel tanks. General construction, there's our stability enhancer for launching, which is ideal. Crew cabin, strut connector, fuselage, Rocco Max brand decoupler. Okay. Or do we go for aviation, which gives us more parts here, which means we could essentially build our very first plane. And have a laugh. Basic science. This is where the fun comes into it with your science stuff, because you have to research and send back your data back to your home base. Radiator panels, which is ideal for getting rid of any excess heat. Right, I'll tell you what, let's go for aviation. Let's research that, because that gives us a lot of parts that we can utilise. Now, as you can see, obviously the higher up the plane you go, or higher up the research barrier you go, the more expensive it becomes. Supersonic flight, we can't even get that. We need a lot more science points to begin with. And it ends up being 1,000 points there. Look at that. So now a Rapier engine, which is reactive alternative propellant intelligent engine for rockets. Nice. Experimental science. Okay. An inductive electric engine with lots of magnets, low power but good performance. You know, some of these I haven't got a clue how to utilise. Plasma engines, a thermoelectric generator. Now, is it me or does that remarkably look like The Martian? Anyway, we've researched some bits and bobs, which means we can now go for further flights. Let's go into spaceplane hangar. Right, here we go. Spaceplane hangar. Slurping me coffee. I've never been good. Well, look at that bugger drift. Hey! Right, there's our cockpit for the plane. It's known as the Mark 1. Fuel tanks. Now, bearing in mind now that we're working with jet engines. Jet engines need air, which they'll get from your planet. They'll also need fuel. Now, if you hover over these, it'll actually tell you what's in each of them. Now, if we go for that one, that one's tiny, isn't it? It is. Right. Do I have anything? There's our engine, so there's our basic engine. Tells you what you need. Air intake and liquid fuel. Drains evenly, respecting crossfeed per priority. Okay, nothing there. Structural, I've only got that. Decoupling. Payload. Service bay, which is ideal. There's some various other bits and bobs. Right. I can't use that one's tiny in it, so I need to use a couple of them. Like thus. Now, one thing that I haven't shown you quite yet is centre of gravity, centre of thrust, and aerodynamicism. Now, as it is, that's our centre of gravity right there. Now if I start moving that about, you can see if I start moving the fuel levels about, you can see your centre of gravity changes. Now you have to take that into consideration a bit when you're flying as well, or when you're doing anything. Let's stick a tail connection on there like that, so it looks a bit neater. I'll tell you what, let's go with the structural wing. Let's do it multi-sided so we do this right. So if I bush that there like, oh, I didn't want that there, I wanted it like that. Okay, we're alright. No, we're not. No, that's a bit crap. Let's get it right. Okay, let's add on some additional parts to our wings, and let's add the bigger one. There we go. Okay, there we go. We now have the basis of a plane. Now, I'm going to need some additional fuel tanks for the plane. So I'm going to put them there like that, because we can then add our engines on the arse end of that, like thus. Now I also need an air intake, which is under aerodynamics, if I remember rightly. There it is. Small circular intake. Now what should happen is, because I've joined those onto the main body, the fuel will drain from them into them and out there. Should be the operative word. Right, we need a tail fin, but I only need one of them. So I'll put that there. Now the good thing again about this is, there we go, if you hit deploy when you're in there, you can actually see it work as well. Now these have nothing on them. They've got no ailerons, I believe they're called. Oh, whatever they are. Now if I deploy that, that should go down, which it does. Now I forgot to do one thing. Let's put it on both sides. I would also strongly suggest that if you play this game, is you play your own music in the background, because the music in game is highly annoying. I've just put it on. I can't obviously play copyright music. By holding Alt and highlighting the relevant part and clicking, I can grab it again without having to go through the toolbox. That's about right. So we have, or we should have, some decent lift there. One thing I did find is by, not the tail fin, I didn't want that. If I put the winglet on the end and stand it up like thus, it adds a bit of stability to it. What I'll do as well is I'll have a basic fin at the front like that, because that'll also add a little bit of stability to it, I believe. Maybe wrong. This could epically fail. Right, ground. I need a single front tyre, or a single front wheel, which is steerable in this case. Tell you what, let's get rid of them so we can physically see what we're doing. That's a little bit too far back for my liking, personally. Let's manoeuvre it there. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Now, at the present moment, we don't have retractable gear. So I'm going to have to use that there. I've got a feeling my butt may just hit the floor when it takes off. It looks like it's going to be tail heavy anyway, doesn't it? Not too happy with that, like. Can't really put it there. Right, let's get this on the floor. Grab hold of it by the cab, or by the nut, or by the... I can't remember the bloody right name for it now. You know that moment when you just go, ah... That is going to hit the floor, like, isn't it? Oh, where the hell am I going here? Hi, well, Llew, get your shit together, son. That's going to go epically wrong. I know it is. But that's what this game's about. It's about exploration and getting shit wrong. Because if you don't get it right, you know, if you don't get it wrong, then you're never going to learn, are you, really? Now, I bet you. Do you think that'll work? To be on the safe side, I'm going to put an extra couple there. Because I really don't trust this thing. I know it looks a bit crappy, like, you know what I mean? But hey, who cares? It's a game. Right, launch. Let's have a laugh. Oh, so far so good. Left, right. There's our ailerons working. They're a little bit slow. Let's get our RCS and SAS on go. There's Jebediah coming. Hit the brakes. That's when you have retractable gear. Get the lights on. Oh, look at that. It all lights up very nicely. Right. Hit space. We've engaged the engines. Get on full. Hit the brakes. If this works, I'll be surprised. I've got a nasty feeling when I take off, I may... Oh, we've got a wobble on. Oh dear. Well, shit. That didn't go well, did it? Let's go back to the launch again. What happened there? I think it was those back tyres, you know. My planes never really work very well at all. Do you want to take a detour, love? Whoops. But that's the reason why this game's so much fun, because you've got to learn why shit happens, why it goes wrong. I've got a feeling it'll be these two back here that's causing the problem. Because they're not very stable, really, at the end of it all, are they? And I can't really set it off just like that, because it's got no fucking back way. Oh, dear. That's all I have at the present moment is that, but the thing is they're at an angle, which means it's going to be highly unstable. I can't really put them anywhere else at the present moment. I'll tell you what, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Move them forward. Just a tad. Like thus. Grab hold of that. Bash it on there like that. Right, like that. Grab some wheels. Still not too happy with that, like. Because I've got a feeling the arse end it will hit the ground. In fact, I know it will. But let us try. Oh, it's a bit bouncy. Speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, baby. That is a lot stable, isn't it? A lot more stable. a little bit of up. Thing is, I don't want the back end to scrape on the floor. This thing doesn't want to know, does it? Whoa! We're off! We're off! Jesus wept! We can't control shit, and we boom! Sorry there, Jeremiah. You deed. Whoopsie-daisy. Let's go to the tracking station. We've lost Jeremiah. Well, isn't there a bastard, eh? Right. Let's get rid of all them. So we clear our debris from various fields. Let's track these again. Because no doubt we're going to have to be tracking these buggers. Right, let's come out the facility. Oh, excuse me, I do apologise. Let us head to the VAB again, the Vehicle Assembly Building, and let's try and build another rocket. But that is for episode 2. So for now, from episode 1, thank you very much for watching me crashing the shit out of Kerbals. Till next time, this is Llew signing out. Peace, guys. Peace.